girl can be a man to you?
Nope.
Well, what if this 8-year-old girl has the identity of a
Little girl
man?
has the identity of a girl.
You just said she was a girl, so that's already her identity.
Yep.
No. Well, how I identify the little girl, it has a little girl, right? But this 8-year-old girl can identify herself as a man. Would you affirm her manness if she
No.
identifies as a man, according to your own definition?
Girl is a girl, right? And that is her identity. She cannot identify herself.
No, I just said she identifies as a man.
So then she's not a girl.
Okay, so this 8-year-old girl to me,
Great. And
who affirms it, who identifies as a man, would be a man to you.
Come on. A man is
I'm just saying, I'm just being consistent with your own definition of what a man is.
A man is an adult, and we know that children cannot identify as adults.
Oh, so now you have to be an adult to be a man. So there is a qualification to be a man, as opposed to just identifying as a man.
Oh, interesting.
I'm just saying, because you're not being consistent with your definition here.
I really don't care what you think, Mom.
Okay.
No. Because here's the thing. Again, trans men who were assigned female at birth can give birth. They can. And those men are men.
Because they identify as such.
Because that's their identity, yeah. Their innate sense of self. It's who they are.
That's it.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Nope. Not crazy. Just reality.
Okay, then as someone who's like an 8-year-old girl can be a man.
Nope.
So so what is the definition again? Go over it again. You said it's the innate sense of self and how you identify yourself, right? So I'm saying I'm being consistent with your definition.
No, but it's not just how you identify yourself, right?
Okay, so there's more to it. Go ahead.
Yeah, because when you say that, it kind of implies that somebody could just be like, oh, well, I can just pick an identity then, because however I identify myself is who I am. And it's more complex than that. You can't just pick an identity. You have an identity. You discover that identity. And a lot of people will label that identity.
Okay, Mel. All right. Well, Mel, turn to Jesus, okay? Have a good day.
So you got nothing. You're gonna run. Embarrassing.
Thanks for getting me more requests, though, Jamal. Appreciate it.
All right, there's a good sign that maybe the topic can help.
Maybe. All right. Hello. No, you sound like really far away and underwater. However, I really liked Kenzie's definition of a man.
Me too. Yeah, I got that readily available if you want it.
Hello?
Something about like identifying with maleness or something.
Yeah, I wrote it down as she said it.
It's a really good one. I think I can hear you now. How old are you?
I'm 18.
There you are. What year were you born?
2005.
Cool. So, men can get pregnant.
So first of all, if you want to say that anybody can identify as a man, that's your own definition. I don't care. But a biological man cannot get pregnant.
Man is not a biological term. Are you saying that males cannot get pregnant?
Yes, males, which are men when they're adults.
No, not all males are men.
Can you explain?
Some males are women.
Explain how.
Their gender identity developed incongruent from their sex.
But gender and sex is not the same thing, so you can't.
Not the same thing. That is correct.
So you can't be a. Can you go through that again?
You can be a woman, find male at birth.
So would you be fine with a biological man who identifies as a woman, like doing
In a male.
what?
So you're okay. You are using sex and gender terms interchangeably, and they are not the same thing. right? So you keep saying biological man, and it sounds like you're referring to someone who is a male.
And what is a male?
Male's a sex.
But can you give me the definition of it?
The definition is having a gender. Oh, that's not good. So it's often denoting the sex.
Like,
that is
don't make up
capable
a
of
definition, but
impregnating.
instead give me like a real definition.
She is. The
No,
definition of male.
he just said that's not a good example. Can you give me like a real?
No, I said the example that I was initially looking at was a bad. It was a circular definition, so I didn't use that definition. I switched to a different one.
So she, right, is defining male for you.
So what's the definition of male?
Often denoting the sex that is capable of getting a female pregnant.
I don't think that's the definition of a male.
What is your definition?
Definition then.
A male is a individual born with XY chromosomes.
Not all males have XY chromosomes.
Can you explain how? Like one has XX chromosomes and a male has XY. I mean,
I talked to someone about this earlier. This is like very, very basics, right? This is like a kindergarten understanding of what sex is. They're very basic. There are actually more chromosomal combinations than just XX and XY.
so but that doesn't. There's only two sexes, and it is true.
No, it's not. There are also intersex people.
Isn't that just a random mutation though? Instead of like,
A random mutation?
that's what a mutation is.
No, it's not a mutation.
All right. So how much individuals are born as intersex?
Why does that matter? I just didn't let you invalidate and
Because
just
if
intersex.
I
People
was
don't-
born with 6 fingers, I would still be classified as a human, not an alien. So can you explain how if a person is
Yeah, humans can have variations.
all right? Then it's the
Like-
same thing when it comes to genitals.
Say what now?
It's the same thing that when it comes to genitals.
Great. So again, you need to have an understanding that there's a difference between sex and gender to have any understanding of this topic.
So all right, what are the sexes? Intersex,
Male,
male,
female.
and female. So intersex itself is, look, when you have when you have a population of XY chromosomes and XX, what is the percent? About 50, because there's only 2 of them.
That's not true.
X.
X,
That's not true.
it's about 50.
I don't know the percentages of different combinations of different chromosomes, but that's not true. 50% of the population is not XX, and 50% of the population is not XY.
What does it matter though?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
What does that have to do with the topic?
That men cannot get pregnant.
That doesn't make any sense how that's saying men, because you're talking about male and female, and men, an
Alright, so-
idea of
so-
a man is
Alright, so
different
hold-
than being male.
All right, so can I search up the definition of men real quick?
Great, but don't forget that there's multiple definitions. Hey, Sherry.
Hi, I know it's lunchtime. I know you tried to explain like
An adult.
people who are born female and have uteruses and like everything functioning can have babies. I don't know why this seems like so like out there.
You're saying a man can get pregnant, but you're saying a male cannot.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
so literally, men literally means an adult male human being.
Did you look at the rest of the definitions? You can't just look at one definition.
Why can't I just look at one definition? That is the most
You
like
use the ones that
That's
apply.
not how
Or more than
definitions
one.
work.
that's literally how the most reliable it is. That's literally the definition.
Not
I'm
a
choosing
word.
from the best source. You're not gonna if you
No,
know
all
a
right. Hey, what's this? What's this thing called?
A cap?
Uh-huh. Hold on. What's this thing?
A hat?
Or
A cap?
a cap. Uh-huh. Are these the same things?
But those are synonyms. No.
What synonyms are the same? What?
You doing all
They're
right?
not the same thing, though.
They're not the same thing. That is correct. They're the same word, but their definitions are different.
So you can literally find the different definitions by searching up what is a cap on your head versus what is a cap on a pencil.
So you don't even have to do that, though. You would just search cap, right? And there would be multiple definitions. So if the first definition of cap, hold on. Hold on. All right. The first definition of cap is a kind of soft, flat hat. Okay, so that describes this.
Right.
But does it describe this?
Yeah, so then you would say that thing that she's holding in her hand, that's not a cap. That's what the first definition said.
Right, so you can't just look at one definition, because then this wouldn't be a cap. Because it's not a soft,
They're
flat
two
hat,
different things.
but they're the same word.
But they're two different things.
They are two different things with the same word.
Right, so if you use the word man, there can be multiple definitions of what a man is.
So
Some men are not male.
so what's the definition of what's the multiple definitions of a male?
Didn't you? Okay, you want to know the multiple definitions of man, not male. Why don't people understand that there are multiple definitions of things?
Too hard.
Where'd you go? I only have like 10 minutes.
May you say that again? What is the multiple
Maybe
definition?
it's the topic. Maybe this will work for me. Maybe I'm going to steal this from you, Adora. Sorry, this is my background now.
Oh shit! Look at this.
What is the different definition for man then?
Man, definition. Well, so it depends on the dictionary as well, like, right, and which one and how it's worded. But yeah, there is adult, male human being, and then a male member of a
What is a
workforce.
male? What is a male? What is a male?
We already went over what a male is.
A male is an individual born with XX chromosomes, correct?
No.
That's okay.
No.
So you're saying a man can get pregnant. You search up the definition. It says that a man is an adult human male being. That's why you search up what male means,
No,
and then
dummy. No.
the
Listen.
male is gonna say
You
that
can't
it's
just
an
use the definition of adult human male because there are other definitions.
Which source is the most viable?
The one that applies to the situation.
Right, as in the cap. I can't use the definition of the cap that describes this when I'm trying to describe this.
So you're saying anybody that can identify as a man can get pregnant?
Someone with the identity of a man and they're
What
assigned
do you mean
female
by
at birth.
with identity? Can't you just identify as a man if you want to?
Is it easier
No.
for you to just take the word man out and you just say that
And
females
why can't I identify as a man?
Oh my god. Okay, look at these. These are eyeliners. Let's pretend these are people. Okay? Okay, people. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
This one is female. Okay?
Mhm.
This one is male. Assigned female at birth, assigned male at birth. They are both men. This
Already
one
both men.
probably can get pregnant. This one cannot.
It can get pregnant. Has the reproductive system get pregnant?
Possibly, yeah. Yeah.
Good.
This is the man that can get pregnant.
How's that a man though? You just said that's a female.
They were assigned female at birth, but they're both men.
What?
Female being biology
Oh.
and sociology and psychology. It's just
So that's what a mental illness is. So before we
Oh
get
my
into that,
God, a mental illness. Come on now.
what is gender dysphoria?
Gender dysphoria is
It's a mental
distress-
condition, correct? It's a mental condition, correct?
Oh my God, it's a distress-based disorder, and that has nothing to do with my topic. Because it's
But you're
not
saying not everybody can identify as a man, correct?
God, you know what? You need to educate yourself on this more. This is silly.
No, you're saying I asked you earlier, and you said not everybody can identify as a man. That's correct, right?
Yeah, only if you're a man, you should identify as a man. So this man right here, see this man? Oh, look, it's like we're hanging out together, Jaden. This is Jaden. This is Jaden. See this?
Yes, I see that individual.
Okay, this is a man.
Were they born with X
it
chromosomes?
doesn't.
We don't give a shit about his chromosomes, okay?
Do you know your chromosomes? That's ridiculous.
He's a
Of
man.
course, I know my chromosomes.
No, you don't.
He's a man. Jaden, that dude hot as fuck. This is a man, okay? Assigned female at birth and has given birth to his baby.
So they're born with XY chromosomes.
I don't know what his
You just said
fucking
female. You
chromosomes
wait.
are.
You just said female, which means they're born with XY chromosomes.
No, that does not mean that.
A female does.
That means
No.
he has.
Well,
a
are you saying? So are you
reproductive
saying
part.
that? Are you saying they identified as a female at birth when they were 0 years old?
Doctor observed them to be female based on the observation of the genitalia that the baby had. The
So
chromosomes
not
are
of the
irrelevant.
chromosomes, but so not of the chromosomes.
Nobody gets
but-
their chromosomes tested. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. You don't know what your chromosomes are. I don't know what mine are. Mel doesn't. We don't get those tested unless we're having a specific medical situation where you would actually test that.
Okay, then
Okay.
how do they get their identity assigned at birth? How do you know?
observe
How do you
the
know if it's a
gender-
boy? When there's gender reveal parties, how do they know if it's a boy or a girl? By observing the chromosomes.
First of all, that's not
No!
accurate. either.
Oh my
That's
god.
not accurate
All
either.
right, you go educate yourself.
Oh,
This
no.
is ridiculous. I don't have time for this. Let's see. Let's try one more, and then I gotta go.
I gotta go educate people in real life. I got one more class. I had a long lunch.
Oh, I only have a few minutes left. I have to bring my kid to therapy. Oh no, therapy! You mean therapy that you think trans kids should have? Yeah, she's gonna go to that. So cool.
All right, I'll listen, you guys.
All right, bye. Andrew, hello.
Hello,
Hello. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Cool. Men can get pregnant.
I can get pregnant. All right, so let me get this straight. Are you referring to a baby is born, they are assigned female, they are biologically female, but they identify as a man, and so they get pregnant. Is that what you're referring to?
Mhm.
Okay. So you're not referring to someone who is biologically a male, such as myself, getting
Correct.
pregnant.
Yes.
Well, that's not
Males.
really rocket science. That's,
Males cannot get pregnant.
yeah,
Men
that makes
get pregnant. Boom.
sense to me.
Thank you, Andrew. That's how easy it is, people. That's it. That is it.
Too complicated.
It's too much. The title is Rage Bait. Do you guys know how TikTok works? Just asking.
And is it even a rage bait, honestly? Like,
Oh, it's literally a factual statement. And the fact that people get upset about that, that's a you problem. Mikey, what's up?
Yo,
How old are you?
29.
Cool. Men can get pregnant.
Gotta disagree on that.
Great. Why?
I understand what you're saying, but I just don't believe in the ideology at all. I believe sex and gender is synonymous. That's actually was the case up until a few years ago. They recently changed it to being two different things, but it
Literally
definitely
not
was
true. No.
synonymous.
So we used to use them interchangeably because society is kind of resistant to education.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last part.
So society is kind of resistant to education. For some reason, a lot of people want to remain with a basic education of biology and gender identity when it comes to them like kindergarten level. So the people who want to advance and actually grow and educate themselves are the ones that have the understanding of what transgender people are.
Okay, so why do you believe it's not synonymous anymore?
It never was. Again,
It,
that's
it,
really basic
no,
understanding.
it definitely was, bro. Like I don't know your era, but when I was growing up, like even down to like school forms, medical forms, it used to be interchangeable, synonymous.
Yeah, they have been used interchangeably, even incorrectly.
Yeah, so you remember what I was talking about, like growing up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So why do you believe that it's not synonymous anymore? Like
because that was incorrect. It was never synonymous.
I'm asking you, what research did you like? I don't know, go over that changed your mind?
There's a difference between gender and sex.
Okay, I'm asking, right? I'm asking, like, when we was growing up, I'm pretty sure when you was a kid and growing up, you thought the same. And then one day, your mind got changed. I'm asking, how did your mind get changed?
Actually educate myself on what being transgender is and how there is a difference between gender and sex.
No, I'm asking you right now. I'm asking you, like, what in the research, like, changed your mind?
Understanding that there's a difference between gender and sex.
Okay, I understand that's how you feel now. I'm saying, what in the research did, like, what was the eureka? Like, oh, I get what they're saying,
I
and now I
just
changed my point of
told
view.
you. Understanding there is a difference between gender and sex. So you can be male and a woman, or you can be female and be a man. It's very simple.
I don't think so. I mean, that's like me saying, hey, I'm white, even though I'm black. Like, I identify.
No. See, this person right here, again, this person
Yeah,
gave birth to his baby.
yeah, because that's a woman, basically.
It took me a good 15 seconds to figure out how the hell you were doing that, Mel.
That's my iPad. He's a woman. He's not a woman. I mean, he's not a woman. He's a
So
man.
how else did he give birth then?
He was assigned female at birth because female and woman are not the same thing.
But it is though, Mel. Like
But
we can't get up in this change who we are. Like we
Why do you
can't
think
do
that they are the same? Like, what is making you think that?
because, like I said, that's the definition I grew up on. Like it was synonymous. Sex and gender is interchangeable. It's synonymous.
So just because you grew up on something doesn't mean that that has to be the truth, right? Like you can maybe have gotten something wrong or been taught wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's absolutely things that we grew up on
Yeah.
that might have been wrong, but I don't think this is
This
one
is
of
one of
them.
them. This is one of them, Mikey. This is one of the things.
Yeah,
Literally.
I honestly don't think so.
Yeah, it is. I don't know why you. How old are you, Mikey?
29,
29. So at what age did you decide to stop learning new things?
never.
Really?
I'm
So
always
why are
open
you
to
resistant
learning
to-
new things if it's accurate.
Great. So why are you resistant to learning about the difference between gender and sex and how what a transgender person and
Because
how,
like I said, Mel, like basically I can't get up one day and say that I'm Asian. Like I can't do that. I can't get up one day and say that I'm white.
that is
I can't
very
do that.
true.
I can't say, like, Mel, I just told you my age is 29, right? I can't say, hey, I'm 16 tomorrow. I can't do that.
That's true. Though all those things
Because it's
you
that's based in biology, correct?
well, your age is actually counted. We measure that by the rotations, the amount of times that you've gone around the sun. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. So I can't change that. No matter how much I want to be 16
that's
again.
not what
And
we're talking about. We're not up here saying we can change age and race and ethnicity. Nobody's saying that. We're not even saying that you can change genders. We are saying that people actually can be a gender different than what you're assumed because gender and sex are not the same thing.
all right, so Mel, if you're supposed to say gender expression, then I could totally agree with you on that, like gender roles and gender expression. But like gender in itself is based on sex. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, gender identity and gender expression are different things. And sex, they're all different things. So you can be a cisgender woman, a woman who was assigned female at birth, and still have a masculine expression. You could even be perceived as a man in society, which is incorrect, but it's possible. So your sex, your gender identity, and your expression are all different. However, my gender identity and my sex are congruent, right? I was assigned female at birth. I am a woman. My gender identity is a woman. I also present myself more femininely, typically. So all of those things are in alignment for me, but that's not how it works for everyone. That's why, because they're all different things.
I hear you. What would you say a transgender woman like bases their identity off of, like what they view in the world? Do you believe so?
Nope, it was something that was innate to me.
It was innate. Like you didn't take inspiration from anybody or
No.
anything.
Correct, no inspiration.
Inspiration, no.
Okay, so there was no God or anything like that.
Correct.
Okay, understood. All right. And let me ask Mel something. I always hear the phrase "assigned at birth" when I don't think that's accurate either. Doctors they can't assign your sex, right? Like they just observe. I think you said it earlier. You said it.
Right. So they observe it and then they write it down on a paper and they're like, okay, so I observed that this baby is male, right, by my observation. So I'm assigning this baby John Smith is male, assigned, registered, whatever word you want to use.
Yeah, I don't know, cause like that's like me go to the doctor right now and he sees that I'm 5'11". Like he didn't assign me that height. Like that's just my height, you know. It was just an observation.
Oh, so the thing is because that is measured, right? And you can't not be like if you're 5'11", you're 5'11". Like that's not going to change. But you assign a sex because you can be wrong. Just that observation is not observing all sex characteristics. You're not 100% sure that baby is male based on the observation of their genitalia. They could be intersex. That's
Okay.
assigned because it's assumed.
Damn, that's a pretty heavy assumption. All right.
That's how it works because most of the time it's accurate.
Okay, so
And if we karyotaped every single baby to see what their chromosomal makeup is, that still only gives us 2 things out of the 5 sex characteristics. So it's still not like, unless we go through every single thing with babies, which babies don't start having, like, we can't measure their hormones yet. So just as a society decided, hey, we'll just assign babies sex based on the observation of their genitalia.
got you. So Mel, what I gathered is that you don't agree somebody could change their race or their age or anything like that, but you think that they could change their gender.
No, I don't think you can change your gender either. I think that parents typically will assume a child's gender based on the observation of their genitalia, which was their assigned sex. So when a baby is born and the baby is assigned male, the parents assume that baby is a boy. That baby may not actually have a gender identity as a boy. They may be a girl. They may be non-binary. There's no way to know until that child grows older and develops their gender identity. So we just assume that the baby's cisgender until the baby says otherwise.
Okay, Mel, what do you think is an appropriate age for a child to start,
Children can start to recognize their gender identity between the ages of 3 and 7.
brainstorming?
And if the children had language at a very early age, it's very possible that they could identify themselves at a very young age.
And you said there's no God for that, like for a 3-year-old, it's just innate, like it's just a feeling within.
Correct.
Okay. Has any of these children like ever discussed what the feeling was like that innate feeling? Did they go into like description about it?
Some children can, yeah, very early ages.
Whatever you heard, you like yourself. Like, what were they going through and feeling at the time?
They tend to recognize that they're not what people are telling them that they are. Usually how it starts. So if a child was assumed to be a boy based on them being assigned male at birth, they tend to recognize first that they're not a boy, that there's something else. They may not have an understanding what they are yet, but they understand that they're not what people are telling them that they are.
But to like a 3 or 4-year-old, what is being a boy or being a girl?
Typically, children pick up on these things based on the society that they live in. So it can vary. It tends to be from gender expression.
Okay, got you. So like, say like a girl, like she was born female, but she probably likes fire trucks, playing with fire trucks and playing basketball.
Okay.
That would make her tend to lead to identifying as a boy.
Nope. Hold on. Where's my book? All right, I gotta go in a second. I'm gonna be late. But again, this is children's book, but this isn't a good representation on how your gender identity. Shit. Okay. It doesn't have anything to do with your expression. So this child here is a girl. Their innate sense of self is also a girl. Right? So this is a cisgender child, probably assigned female at birth, because their shadow is pink. Even though they like cars, still a girl.
I agree, yeah.
But there's this guy here, right? Perceived as a man.
Yeah.
Internally, the internal sense of self. Man likes art. What you like or how you express yourself has nothing to do with your gender identity or your sex assigned at birth.
I agree, because you got men that's into fashion, you got men that's into doing oil changes, you got women that's into playing with dolls, and you got girls that's into, I don't know, playing on a rig, like working on a rig. I mean, so I fully agree. But so like, I'm just trying to get a sense of like, what's the guiding light? So like saying, hey, I identify as so I identify as so, like.
You can look up how gender identity develops in people, starts in children.
I definitely will. Do you have any recommended reads?
One of the easiest ones to understand is it's on healthychildren.org. It's by the American Academy of Pediatrics. It's called Gender Identity Development in Children, and it talks about how gender identity develops in all children, cisgender and transgender.
All right. I know you said you had to go, so I'm not going to hold you. I appreciate the conversation. I'm going to read up on a few things, and I hope we can have a conversation in the future.
Perfect. See ya. All right. I got to bring my kid to therapy. Thanks for stopping by.
I am so glad this background worked.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So I guess we just got to get more creative.
Creative, yeah.
Can't rely on our heavy hitters all the time.
I do typically talk about children though, so like I guess I kind of plan on having most of my lives alone, until I have panelists, which I usually have panelists, but I plan on being alone and like what I feel comfortable arguing alone, because I'm not trans, these types of topics are a little like, for me.
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always
do it. So
you got plenty of friends you can call on before you go live.
that's true. Yeah. All right.
And most of us will drop what we're doing to hang out with you.
I'm glad my platform's not broken, so that's good.
Me too. This makes me happy. I'm really, really happy with how today's gone for us.
Me too. All right. If you guys had fun today, please send us a follow. I know this is Adora's backup, but if you don't follow this, follow it. I gotta go. Thanks for hanging out. Adora will be live again
About an hour.
in about an hour. So
Yeah.
on her
Gonna
main.
go grocery shopping after work.
Went to the dentist, stopped at the grocery store, grabbed lunch, came home, went live, leaving to go to therapy. Ugh. But I'm here 24/7 and I ignore my kids. Interesting. All right. See you guys later.